BOTSLAB says it gives you 4K video with a STARVIS 2 sensor. But does the footage actually live up to that claim? Let's get it out of the box and see what you get. Okay, 4K camera, 1080 rear camera, built-in GPS, Google Maps, driving recorder, voice control. You know what that is. Let's see what we have over here first. Got the sticky pads there, cigarette lighter adapter, crowbar to tuck your cables in, your rear camera, there's your quick start guide, lens cloth, and all your paperwork here. Got the clear stickies that you stick to your glass in your vehicle, and then you'll stick your camera to that. What do we have here? Our power cord, and finally our camera itself. This camera is kind of unique in its design. Most of them are just a square box, but this is a little different. It has the rotating lens. You can move that around instead of moving the whole camera. You just move the lens. That's pretty cool. Okay, you have your port right here for your rear camera. You have your microSD card slot and your Type-C power port. This is where you'll plug in your power cord. You have your control buttons over here. We'll go over the menu in just a moment. Your mic down here on the bottom. There's your instructions here for your controls and your screen where you can see it right there. We do have a 64 gigabyte micro SD card. Now let's get this puppy plugged in and go over the menu real quick. And then we'll go get it put out in the vehicle and get some more video samples. I have some more to discuss with you on the 4K video footage on this. We'll go over that when we're out testing the quality of the video itself. So be sure to stick around. Okay, I've already got the micro SD card put in here, right there. Let's go ahead and plug it in and see what we have. Put the plug over on this side here. There we go. Let it boot up. There we go. So first thing you're going to do is select your language. If we are good there, you press it.
To connect to the dash cam and synchronize the system time.
Okay. Push that center button there. Go to the next menu. GPS synchronization. Manual time setting. You have your time zones here. Confirm your time. And you can select miles per hour, kilometers, or close. We'll just leave that where it's at. Click the center button, go to the next menu. Okay, after you click through the menu, it'll come up and ask you if you're ready to format the card. And you can click yes, click the arrows to select it, and then it will format the card, and then you get to the screen here. And it is working, as you can see. It also has an app that you can download, which I have downloaded it. It's the BOTSLAB app for iOS and Android. Take a look at our menu here. That was just getting it set up a while ago. When you get the app going, you'll get up to this screen, and it says to make sure your Wi-Fi is turned on. So we want to do that. And it is turned on. And it is connected now. So there, you enter your Wi-Fi password of the dash cam. We will have to go down to there and look at this, and it looks like it has a default password. Put in your password there. Click OK. Connect to the device. First function confirmation. You click yes.
Start recording.
And there we go. And they're binding. Now you see what you can pretty much do on the app. You'll be able to live view. You can go into your settings, replay, downloads, accessories, smart clip, things like that. But you don't necessarily have to have the app. It just might make it easier. The phone has been connected, so here I guess we will go through that app. And there you go. You can see your different settings here. There you go. Now, we've got it all hooked up. You saw how easy it is. I'm going to go get it installed, and we are going to get some daytime footage, and then when it gets dark, we'll try some nighttime footage. So stick around. Okay, we are recording. We got the camera mounted up here on the windshield. We got the rear camera back there in the back glass. And we have the app going right here. We're going to hit live. You can hit live and watch it on here if you want to. But don't really need to. But anyway, there you go. And I did notice it does switch to the clock. So you'll be able to see a clock up there instead of the screen. You'll know it's powered up because the clock is on. And if you have any doubt whether it's recording or not, you can click on live view on the app if you want. Let it reconnect. And there you go. It is recording. You can see the timer running right up there. Here we go. Let's go see how well it works in the real world. In the daylight too. We'll see. Also, here's some interesting information for you.
Now, while I'm driving around, this will give you a good idea of what the actual video quality looks like from the BOTSLAB G300H Plus. The front camera is advertised as recording in 4K, and BOTSLAB says it uses a Sony STARVIS 2 sensor. What they don't clearly state in the listing is the exact STARVIS 2 sensor model. I did find reports that BOTSLAB has identified the sensor as the Sony IMX675. I haven't been able to independently confirm that's the sensor inside this particular camera, so I don't want to state that as a definite fact. But if it is using the IMX675, that's interesting because the IMX675 is about a 5 megapixel sensor. That's higher resolution than normal 1440p, but it does not have enough native pixels for true 3840 by 2160 4K. So rather than getting too caught up in the numbers, I think the important thing is what the footage actually looks like. As I drive around here, take a look at things like license plates, road signs, vehicles coming toward me, details along the sides of the road, and how well it handles bright areas and shadows. I'll also show you some footage in different lighting conditions so we can see how that STARVIS 2 sensor performs when the light starts getting more difficult. And remember, YouTube does compress video, so what you're seeing after upload may not look quite as clean as the original files straight from the dash camera. For me, the real question isn't just whether the file says 4K, it's whether the camera actually captures enough useful detail to make a difference when you need to see something important.
83 miles an hour. We'll check the GPS on it, see if that's accurate. One thing I noticed immediately when watching the footage back is that the motion looks somewhat jerky. I originally thought the included memory card might not be fast enough, so I replaced it with a SanDisk Extreme V30 card. That made no difference. I also disconnected the rear camera and the front footage still looked the same. Let's see what the lights look like. So you can kind of tell if they're real blurry or if they're clear. When I examined the file, although it averaged about 25 frames per second, the frames aren't evenly spaced, which explains why the motion doesn't look particularly smooth. Nighttime video was another area where I expected a little better. The road itself is visible pretty well, but bright lights tend to bloom and look blurry, especially on the rear camera. And that same slightly jerky motion I noticed during the day is still present at night. So while the image is certainly usable, I wouldn't consider nighttime performance one of the camera's strong points. So what you get for your money? Front 4K file plus a 1080p rear camera, 64 gigabyte card, and the Type-C hardware kit is included. The BOTSLAB advertises a STARVIS 2 but doesn't identify the exact sensor in its published specs. Daytime image quality is good overall, particularly the exposure, colors, and wide coverage, but the fine detail doesn't look as sharp as you might expect from a strong native 4K camera. Probably my biggest negative is the jerkiness. Now another positive on this dash cam is it has a supercapacitor, 5 GHz Wi-Fi, built-in GPS, voice control, 170-degree view, 256 gigabyte card support. Now remember, it does include the hardware kit, so you'll be able to do the 24/7 parking monitoring. So what did you think about it? Let me know down in the comments. I think overall it did a decent job. You know, a lot of people talk about license plates and things like that, but I think you should be able to kind of tell what kind of ability it is going to have at reading license plates. But you know, the one thing to remember, any dash cam is better than no dash cam, so you might want to check it out. Now if you're in the market for a dash cam, I've got a playlist right over here that's got a few more in it. You might want to check those out too. Hey, I appreciate you watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye, y'all.